Bam. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
This was a
beautiful house.
Yeah.
They had not listed.
Yeah. The source on this is a FSBO.
Beautiful.
Yep. And like I said, there we purchased it for $192,500. Term for 48 months. This was a.
Hey guys,
Go ahead.
what's not on here is the mortgage amount and the equity. Just for the audience to know, when we do sandwiches, we don't focus on price. We focus on what's the underlying mortgage balance and what's the equity. We use price to calculate, but then we just focus on those numbers. So what's the underlying debt? You guys remember? Ballpark.
I would just say maybe 190. I mean, like, seriously, they had not lived in this house long.
Okay.
And so that's why they didn't want to list it with a realtor, because they would have to come to the table with money.
Right.
Okay, so did you promise them any cash out at the end of the lease term?
Yes, 18 grand. Actually, there was some surplus there to be able to give to them.
Okay. Beautiful.
Correct.
Oh, we're not moving again. Awesome. And just so you guys are there, some people ask, what's a FSBO? It's a for sale by owner. Just
Correct.
clarification. Awesome. What was the motivation on this?
They were actually, the husband actually is a logger, and he actually was in an argument with his boss, and literally just to quit his job, walked off on the job, and he had some friends down in Nashville, or actually Tennessee area, looking to hire him, and they were wanting to be closer to family, and that was their motivation. They wanted to get out of Ohio.
Yeah, this was actually the Amish couple that they had left the Amish community, and so there was a lot of education just at baseline. And the reason why they chose to go to Tennessee is because they actually were joining other family members that had left the Amish community just so they could be close. So they had a highly motivated.
Highly motivated.
You cannot make this stuff up. So you started your coaching career with the Amish couple. That's what happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly right.
All right. So let's talk about the buyers. So payday number one.
Yep. Payday number one was $18,837.
And Greg and Cami, did that come all at once? So when we're talking about payday number one, just because we may have some new people on here, payday number one is the non-refundable deposit that the buyer is putting down to take over the property. So was that $18,837 all up front?
No, they put down
$7,000, a little over $7,000
Okay.
up front, and then payments over the next 18 months.
Okay, $7,000 looks like 3 to 4%. Okay,
Yeah,
but 18 then gets them close to the 10.
Yeah, so they put down about between $3,000 and $3,000 to $5,000 every March during tax time, and every October to space it out.
Fantastic technique. Right, during tax time, increasing their non-refundable deposit. That way you get them more vested in the property and increase that non-refundable deposit. That when they go to the bank, they get a better loan. That's awesome. Yeah,
Correct.
for everyone else, just other life events, not life events, but other things that happen like quarterly raises, year-end raises. You won't know that until you start digging in with the next step forms in your buyer meeting, but that's how you get your payday one up. We started in, 2014, I remember our average was like 10 grand. Now it's close to 30, just from getting better with that and utilizing Nick's expertise. Beautiful. Okay. Payday number two.
Yes, sir. Payday number two, it was $10,827.36. We had a $225.50 spread for 48 months.
Beautiful. Yep. So we're doing these projections that they're going to go 48 months. Do you know how long of a lease term that you have your buyers, or they're with your buyers?
25 months, actually.
25 months. Well, you obviously got plenty of time then if you need to extend it, especially with everything going on. So we'll
Correct.
continue to increase that payday number two. Let's comment on that too, Zach. So if they have 25 months,
when they get to the end of the 25 months, they may or may not need more time. They have no idea what's on your end, but you're in full control then. You can
Correct.
need the price alone and give an extension, you're a hero. You can say, okay, so extended, I have to move the price to this. It's in your control is the point.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean, you always
exactly.
want to sell the property to the tenant buyer for, a shorter lease term than you have. That way you put in the driver's seat, and that way you have the ability to pivot if they were to default.
Correct. You
All
got
right,
it.
pay number 3.
Yes, sir. Payday number 3, cash out is $18,902.75.
Well, we're slightly off.
We're slightly off on numbers here, but
Little, yeah,
okay.
exactly.
We tried real hard to decipher the sheet. We got close here.
So
You
just
did
to break
good.
this down, Greg and Cami, just to break this down. So you had a price premium of roughly $27,000, just over $27,000.
Right?
The principal pay down, how much principal is coming off every month?
It was at $210, something like that every month.
Okay, so a total of $10,000 if it goes 48 months.
Correct.
So then you just minus the original deposit. We're within, a couple $100 here. So
Correct. You got it.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, so let's look at it here. You got deposit up front, 18 grand, monthly cash flow of 10. You got additional back end profit of 18,000. You got a total of 48,000, almost 49,000 in total paydays. That's
Correct.
a fantastic deal. That you need to find out more. You need to start working with more Amish people.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We
How much
actually-
time did you guys have in this deal? Because obviously you spent more time, you educated them. So I kind of want to know this because it's not the easy one in, one out, right? So how many visits to the house and roughly how much time?
Well, I made a call and then did a follow-up call about 2 days later. I spoke with the wife first. 2 days later, spoke with the husband. And then we set up an appointment 2 days later. And then within the week, we had signed a deal.
Okay, so even though you got to educate them, that's short.
It is. And, these are very trusting people. I'm just glad that we caught them because I'm afraid if somebody else did, they would have been screwed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, right? That's why you're part of this community, because you complete every transaction with the highest integrity. So for those who don't know our core values yet, that is one of them, and that's why Greg and Cami are not only High Six members, but our coaches.
Okay, so before we do, I'm assuming we do some Q&A in a minute.
Yeah.
Before we do that, if you're watching this and you're on the Zoom or you might be catching it on Facebook Live, it doesn't matter. If you haven't done a deal yet on terms, Greg and Cami, what would you say to someone who's never done a deal and might be thinking perhaps maybe, I don't know if this will work for me or I don't know if this will work in my market? What would you say to them?
It works in every market.
Every market. And do exactly what it says in QLS because it does work. That simple.